Welcome in and welcome back. I'm OK Repeat, and we are here again with Kentucky Route Zero. Today we are playing the next intermission, the fourth one. I am good at the counting, and I am good at the translating too. It's called Un Pueblo de Nada, which means people of nothing. So let's get on into it. Next time we're going to be starting the last chapter, so let's get into this one so we can get into the final part and discover what's going on with the gang. What happened to everyone? It's so chaotic. This seems to be on a similar wavelength. Ah, it's raining on a window. Looks like it's storming outside. Where are we at this time? We've been to a variety of different places. Hello there. Coming through the exit door. That's not the way to do it. Maya, I'm not late, am I? This must be our guest. Maybe she's delivering a video. Who's this person? Who's this person? Late for Emily. Late for Maya. Oh, sorry. I'm Maya. Emily. Right. The traveling artist. Welcome. I'm Emily. I work here. You don't seem very confident, Emily. Maya. Great. Rita says you're the producer? Emily. Oh, did she? I guess so. I do a little bit of everything. Maya. Yeah, I know the feeling. You weren't around earlier at the lunch thing. Emily. No, I don't live in town. I just come in to work on the station. The station? We're at a station. Really? That's quite a hike, isn't it? Emily. I know some shortcuts. I bet she cuts through the zero, and this lady probably knows nothing about the zero. Maya. Oh, okay. I should make sure she's comfortable. We'd better get started. I wonder what her deal is. Let's make sure she's comfortable. Emily, so do you... No, I'm fine, thanks. I'll just find somewhere to perch until you folks are ready. I've got a lot to digest. Mentally, I mean. Well, and it was a big lunch, but I spent most of the afternoon examining the mounds. Emily, oh, the burial mounds? Yeah, that's why I came down here, to see them up close and make some sketches. They're amazing, right? Emily, they make me uncomfortable, to be honest. It seems kind of weird to build a town in a graveyard. It seems also like a good way to get cursed. Maya, sure, every town has a graveyard, but usually the town comes first. Emily, okay, I'll check if Rita's ready. You can just hang out back here somewhere. We'll let you know when it's time to come on set. Maya, great, thanks for having me. Emily, you too. I mean, you know what I mean. Why am I so awkward with visitors here? Just used to seeing the same 12 people a day in and day out, I guess. It's okay, it happens. At least the floors stay dry. My left boot has a hole. There's a cup down here. Why was there a cup down there? I grabbed that cup. Oh, this is so cool. Let's go to the window. Can I? Is this how everything interacts with right now? She commented on it, but I totally didn't even see it. Ben and Bob working on a project. Are those their symbols? Their spirit animals? We found that radio in the woods a week or two ago. I cleaned the circuits with rubbing alcohol and left it in the sun. It seemed like it was working okay again, so why are they taking it apart? Oh, she's speaking. I wasn't sure if it was... who was speaking. Missed you, Cross-Eye. Is that their symbol for their radio station? Time to start the show? And not yet. They can wait. Oh, James left a patch wired up on the image processor. Nice. Maybe there'll be time to play with it after the show. Slow-Mo Crow, keeping an eye on the control board. I love Slow-Mo Crow. Slow-Mo Crow is mood. Keep up the good work, Mo. We could all use a Mo in our life. Mo, you make me so happy. So she's hanging out there. The video data bank. It used to be on the other side of the room, and the couch was in this corner. We moved it here where the ceiling is least leaky. Does it rain a lot here that's such an issue? It's further from the windows too, so sunlight doesn't bleach the labels. So much of archiving is just playing hide and seek with weather. So they're archiving stuff here. I wonder why. All right, Kyrano's here to help with the weather report. That should be cool. It's raining. Very hard. Elmo. A real person with the name Elmo. You just don't expect it these days. Elmo gets a lot more into it when he has some noise to vibe on. So should we make some noise? Looks like I just made it before the sky broke open. If it gets any worse, we might be stuck in town tonight. That'd be no good. Okay, I think we got everything. This is looking really good. You could definitely see the improvement in quality from 1 to all the way here. Emily, okay, ready when you are. Rita, how does it look outside? Emily, gross. Rita, yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Saturn is in retrograde. That it is, Rita. That it is. Thank you very much. What does that even mean? Emily, yeah. Rita, think it'll let up? Emily, I guess we'll see what Elmo says. Rita, my poor tomatoes. Emily, okay, in 3, 2... Hi, it's Rita. This is your evening broadcast, 8192. Wow, it's really raining out there. Damn, I could hear it from here. We have a few leaks. Put some pots and bowls under them. Thanks, Ron, for lending us your extra pots and bowls. I hope you had a good day despite the weather, although it was really nice earlier, right? I had a good day today. I met a new friend. She's going to join us in about a minute or so. Maybe you saw her earlier, around lunch, or if you don't meet her, then you'll meet her in a minute. Or if you already met her already, but you still want to hang out, I'm sure there's plenty that we can talk about. Wow, this is so 8192, is that right, Emily? Sounds reasonable. What is she talking about? To camera. That's a lot of broadcasts. I came in around the 5s, so I've only been around for half of them. And back then in the 5s, let's see, we had I did Night Noise, and we had the Swap Show and the Bird Show, and people were just coming in and dropping off tapes all the time, and now, well, now it's just the evening broadcast. But it's not, like, I'm saying we're in decline or anything like that. I love the evening broadcast. I think it was the first show we had on here. It was the first show not produced by the power company. Yes, wait, no, well, technically. Emily, it was the first community show, yeah. Those hypnotic fuzzy old tapes about safety, about safe wiring, those empty humming shots of trees and glowing eye animals, that nasty paranoid propaganda. Before that, it was just security footage from the woods. Yeah, so it's the spine of the station. Or maybe it's the heart? Or is it the skin? What part of the WEVP body do you think this is? Oh! And it says it on the wall, WEVP TV. Why don't you come on by and tell us about it? We're going to be here for another 30 minutes or so. Or, if you don't want to brave the storm, you can always give us a call. Same number as always, 270-216-5556. I wonder if that's a real working number. Okay, so we're going to start with the tape. This is an old one. It's one of mine, but maybe you haven't seen it. Or, if you've seen it, it's been a while, so maybe you've forgotten. Ron whispering. Shit. Emily whispering. What? Ron, she asked me to cue up her tape. Un pueblo de nada. Emily, where is it? I don't know. Emily, it's probably still shelved. I'll find it. Ron silently mouths. Oh, thank you. Leaving all the stuff to me. Oh no. Okay, let's hurry on back there. Emily scans the shelves of videotapes. I had these alphabetical. Maybe it's still in a stack. Oh, what's this? Emily pulls out unlabeled tape to herself. Absolutely impossible to say. Not much tape on there, though. Old bumpers? Louder for others' benefits. Someone should come in here and label all these. We should put this we should put this all in chronological order. Although I guess it's hard to remember sometimes the order, since some of these tapes were made at the same time. Or we started one video and then started another in the middle and then came back later, and that is very relatable. Time is out of joint. It's like sweeping on a beach. Oh, wait a minute. Ron said he'd start filing the old stuff by language, so something fell behind the shelf here. Ralph borrowed it for his screening, so it's probably with the others he returned. Here, Aunt Connie Reframe, Bearway Studies, Death of an Art Field, Pueblo de Nada. Haha. What would you all do without me? I'll cue up Rita's tape now. Here you go, Mo. Hold off on playing this until Rita's done setting it up. Thanks, babe. I love Mo. Mo is my hype animal. Alright. Ready when you are, Rita. Some people that I lived with here a long time ago, before the company town, before the airstrip, like over 100 years ago. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. To Emily. Ready, Emily? You're good to go. Mo? I wonder what Maya thinks of the dog. Anyone else doing anything? Just checking, nothing new is happening. You guys are getting some connection going right there, but nothing to comment on. I hope the sign isn't getting wet. Sherry just repainted it. Sherry worked so hard. Maya, this is cool. Have you seen it before? Is she being genuine right now? Just making small talk? I should say something nice. Honestly, it makes me kind of sleepy. I know what you mean. I used to date a filmmaker. He worked in a similar, style. Slideshow gothic. He did stuff for the History Channel, like really dry shows about war, the banality of the trenches. It's not a bad way to learn about history, though. I helped Frida edit this. She did a lot of research for this tape. I can't remember where the music for this video comes from. The People of Nothing. We still have a few of those worn-out notebooks they left. I guess that some guy from the university took for us. What did he say he was working on? Oh, right. The Archive of Utopian Thought. Some big preservation project, I guess. So now the People of Nothing are on the shelf somewhere. And here, on this tape. Maya, it is history, right? Or is it just a story? It's a good tape. It seems kind of sad now. I guess it's kind of a memorial. Those are always sad. A memorial to the people who used to live here. Maya, or is there even a difference? Although, now the tape is just here on the shelf. Every once in a while we just dust it off and it shuffles around the airwaves again like an old dog. Maya, sorry. Did I say something wrong? Yeah, you've been in your head not talking to her. Emily, oh no. I'm sorry, I just have some weird shit going on in my head tonight. You know what I mean? Maya, sure, it's okay. Emily, sorry I spaced out. Maya, don't worry about it. Emily, you should... Maya, oh, should I go sit? Emily, yeah, it's almost over. So now she's gonna go out. Wait, let's not look over there, let's go over here. I bet something's gonna happen with this. Coinciding with the storm, we're gonna pick up some weird frequency. Still wonder about that. No fingerprinting. Next up is Maya's interview. Rita to Maya. So where are you staying tonight? Maya, here in town. Rita, oh good. Maya, yeah. Even before the storm came in, I thought it'd be nice to get some rest before the long hike back to the highway. Ron offered his loft? Rita, what? Maya, he said I could sleep in his loft. Rita, oh honey, he's talking about his barn. Ron, nobody wants to sleep in your barn. Ron shrugs. Ron, it's not haunted. But it is haunted. How did that rumor stop? Hauntings aside, it's not a very comfortable Darn, I love the irony of it's not haunted and her being like, it is haunted. Like the one thing you have to hype it up is a lie. Bob got some pretty clear voices there on his tape recorder. He wanted to have a seance, but couldn't round up enough brave souls to go all the way around the table. Maya, Rita, you'll stay at my place. Maya, oh, thanks. Oh, Ron, with that storm coming, I should probably find somewhere to stay out here tonight. Maybe I'll just sleep here in the studio? Well, I guess the loft is free, if I dare. Maybe the storm won't be so bad. Rita, do you need anything? Maya, actually, do you have an extra toothbrush? It'd be nice to sleep under the stars. There are no stars to sleep under tonight. Rita, I think I do, actually. Yeah. Oh my god, I've been in the woods. You know. Rita, right. You know. Maya, I actually used a twig this morning. I kind of chewed up one end. I heard that's actually a pretty good way of getting the plaque off. No stars tonight, though. That's what I told you. Rita, I've done that. Maya, really? I'm disappointed. I thought I invented it. Not by a long shot. Rita, even better, you can chew on some pine needles. It really freshens up your breath. I mean, it's not perfect. Honestly, that just sounds disgusting. It reminds me of the time that I ate a pickle, well, not a pickle, but a preserve, like a pine cone. I ate a pine cone once. I went to somebody's house. It was out of the country, and they offered us pine cones, and they had been in a jar and preserved, and they were a delicacy. They tasted like how you think a pine cone would taste, and I'm sure pine needles taste about the same. Not perfect by a long shot. Maya, wow, that's roughing it. Just close your eyes and pretend, I guess. Rita, right, exactly. And even then, it's just not the same as a real toothpaste. What the hell are they talking about? Do they know we're rolling? Emily waves to Rita to camera. Oh, okay. Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, that was from it's several years old. I can't remember exactly. Maya, I enjoyed it very much. Rita, oh, thank you, Maya. Emily whispering to Ron. What's next? Ron, I brought in a tape. Emily, oh, okay. You good? All queued up. Emily, I'm gonna check on the boys. To the boys we go. You folks have fun. You see, I love it. The eye blinks as I'm looking at things. That's such a good detail. Hi, Moe. Yeah, they're good over here. Are you Ron? Who's Ron? What the hell are they doing? Ben and Bob are seated on the couch looking up at the electronic innards of a radio. Ben, so then it won't mute while it scans between stations. Bob, okay, because that's where they live, right? Ben, no, you just want that constant static noise. Bob, right, the noise. That's where they live. Ben, they don't live anywhere, dude. They're ghosts. Bob, okay. Why does it matter where you tune the radio? Ben, it's like the soil in your garden. You need rich soil, right? Mashed up, rotted leaves and stuff, like compost. Bob to Emily. Oh, hey Em, how's the show? Just a normal night. What the hell are they doing? Ben has something stuck in his beard. Well, we gotta talk to him about that. Emily, you know, it's a piece of food. Sandwich meat? Actually, maybe it's a leaf. Ben, pretty good progress on the ghost box. Maybe he did it on purpose, like a beard leaf garland. But it's only one little accent leaf. Maybe. Ben scans constantly. I should tell him. I hope nobody tells him. Ben, and play it back later. Bob to Ben. Hey, you've got something in your beard. Ben, nah. The radio crackles as it scans rapidly across the spectrum. Snippets of voices mixed with colored noise and unfamiliar interference patterns. Ben, did you hear that? Bob, that was definitely a voice from beyond the grave. Sounded like, Sorry, I was looking outside and I could see this shape outside. I don't know if that's a person though, or maybe that's just a reflection actually. Maybe. Sound like a vent. I clearly heard dogwood in there. I wonder if they're picking up on people on the other side and... Bob, yeah, kinda sounded more like frogwood to me. Maybe he has a point. What the hell is frogwood? Man, I don't tell the ghost what to say. Did you hear that, Emily? It did sound like frogwood. Must have been dogwood. I didn't hear anything. Best to be honest, I should play along though. They've been working on this for a while. I didn't hear anything, but if I'm gonna get better words out of it, I guess I should play along. Emily, could have been either one, yeah. Then I guess it doesn't matter. The ghost voices don't really come out until you play back the recording later. Bob, they only exist in recordings, like a copy without an original. A mirror reflecting something that isn't in the room. Weird. Eerie. Emily, like the mounds. Bob, the burial mounds here in town, you think they're haunted? Emily, no, or sure, probably, but I mean, they're like the reflection. The people who made them lived hundreds of years ago. That whole society is long gone, and now we just have these lingering echoes without any trace of context. Ben, yeah, that is kind of eerie. The word eerie just is underused in modern day lingo. Bob, so the ghosts speak and we can't hear it, but the tape recorder can hear it. Is that right? Ben, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's more like the recording itself is a ghost. Whoa there, Ben. You're getting pretty wild talk right now. Like, that's what ghosts are. Recordings of events that didn't happen, when something keeps leaving new marks even after it's gone. False memories. I don't know about that. She's right to walk away. The bulls are getting full pretty quickly. The town looks really empty of the rain. Let's go look outside, then we can go look at the book. I wonder if that's true in cities too, if rain makes it all look empty. I'm trying to remember, what's a big city I've been in when it rained? Oh, Chicago. Downpour on Western Avenue. We took shelter in a gas station. Does it just look empty because everyone stays inside? No, there's something uncanny about a town in a thunderstorm. It's like a reanimated corpse. It can be kind of disconcerting depending on the lighting when things flash and they light up a broad section of the street. Ugh, more leaks. This is not sustainable. The bowls on the floor are getting full pretty quickly. I hope somebody is planning to empty these. Somebody else. I heard a voice in that, but I think they're looking for the spots between broadcasts. That might have just been a broadcast, not a ghost voice. James has been working on this circuit diagram for a while. The diagram has been up on the chalkboard for at least a couple of months. It's pretty good dedication. It's a schematic for some essential components in the image processor. I'm seeing some doodling on there. Nobody understands it but James, as long as James understands it. That's the point. He's trying to clean it up and simplify it a bit. He'll publish a simplified diagram and everyone can build an image processor. Well, that's awful nice of you, James. Meanwhile, it's like hieroglyphics in here. The schematic seems to get more eerie the longer James is away. Eerie. He understands it, which keeps it tethered in the realm of the human. Otherwise, it might as well be a liction. Is it the same hands? Yeah, it's the same design. Keep it up, though. Ooh, what's this? Why is that not lighting up? Oh, there we go. I love the oscilloscope. You can plug any signal there and it shows up on the screen. Sound waves, video signals, even just a weak electronic signal with no other purchase on the senses. You can inspect electronic sounds that are usually too low frequency to detect, like ghost waves, perhaps. Sometimes it takes a little tuning. James used this to show me the guest in our wiring here in town. That is a low hum, barely even a hum because it's too slow to be audible. A slow, gentle oscillation that offsets every other electrical signal in this town. James hasn't been able to figure out what causes the hum, but it's okay. It's too subtle to cause any real problems for us. It's just there. I bet it's the burial mounds. It's Ron's big moment. Oh, Ron, what are you doing in there? Rita. Okay, Ron. Anything you want to tell us about that tape? Ron. Everything on that tape was wild. Rita. Really? Everything? Maya. Wild stuff indeed. Even the horses? Everything on that tape was wild. I bought some Forge Folk tape at the yard sale once. Planes used to leave these thick black marks on the runway on our little airstrip. I used to tell everyone about this donut shop in Sonora. The storm's getting kind of loud now, but I think donut shop should be the thing we focus on. Donut party. I told everybody they had amazing rulers, trying to convince them to stop there with me anytime we were in the area. But the reason it stuck in my head was the name. I just thought it was funny. Maya, were the horses wild? I thought those were the horses here. Yeah. Rita, oh, the neighbors? We call the horses here the neighbors. No, I didn't recognize that one. Is this the town with all the horses that we learned about in the previous intermission? One morning on our way back after a late gig, just as the sun was coming up, Ben and Bob and I found ourselves on 65 by the Sonora exit at prime donut eating hours. So we stopped by. Rita, I don't think there are any wild horses anymore. So sad. Maya, really? How could that be? Oh, well, they've all been domesticated. Maya, are the neighbors domesticated? Rita, we don't own them. No, they're, feral? Well, this storm, wow. It wasn't called Donut Party. It was just called Donuts. I said I thought they'd change the name, but why? And then I noticed there was a party supply store across the street. The donuts weren't even very good. That's so sad. Donut party versus party supply. But the weird part is, I still fantasize about stopping by the real donut party some morning and having one of those amazing rulers. In fact, the desire has only grown more intense. Maya, all right, in your documentary you said that the people who used to live here had freed their horses. Rita, exactly. But you can free your pet cat, but it won't turn back into a panther. Ah, so a wild horse, one that's never been owned by a human. This is a feral one, an animal that's been taken, loved, cared for, and then released back into the wild to do what you want. Maya, right. That's a kind of haunting, a kind of ghost. Like Ben was saying, you're being haunted by yummy treat snacks. The storm is getting pretty intense. I almost feel like I'm hearing yelling in the distance. But everything is a ghost around here these days. It's a ghost town with people still living in it against all reason. Most of the houses are empty, despite all the pain in this town's history. This evening's broadcast is a travesty, really. Why are the houses empty? There's always been people here, after the Pueblo de Nada, the community airstrip, then the company town, then WEBP. Maya, what about the dogs? Rita, yeah, Ron, was the dog wild? Everything on that tape was wild. Somehow, just as the last group dies out, some new utopian project always finds a way to take hold. What is it about this place? It must be the well. Rita, it didn't look wild to me. Maya, I guess it's a matter of perspective. Rita, I'm not sure I agree, but now it's time for the weather. Thanks again, Ron. Everything was wild. We're hanging on long past our expiration date. Rita, well, the weather should be pretty wild. I can hear it for myself right now. Maya, yeah, it's getting pretty intense out there. Do you get storms like this a lot? Rita, more and more. Maya, right, of course. Yeah, actually, now that I look, I can see that certain parts of the floor are reflective because they're all wet. I see what she means about not being sustainable. And then, of course, there's the actual ghost. Rita, alright. Here's Elmo with the weather report, and lucky us, we also have Kyrana Cole, who stopped by to add some drama, musically. I hear he's going to be at the Rum Colony later tonight if you need a cocktail after the show. So let's go live to Elmo for the weather report. Oh, is Elmo ready? I should make sure the camera's pointed in the right direction. Oh good, standing water on the floor and a hole in my boot. Cool, my socks are getting wet. So I think that wasn't like that the entire time. I'm worried about water running down the chalkboard. That would be horrible. I love to have wet socks, don't we all? Criminal, if you ask me. Looks like the ceiling panels are swelling a little. Is that really happening? Are we about to get drenched? You are. Hopefully, there's too many good, important electronics, and you can't exactly go outside. Oh, here we go. Elmo and Kyrana are killing this weather report.